I'm here now with Lisette Rolland from Mexico Responsible Tourism. Good afternoon.
Hi.
Lisette, here on the Mexico stand, I think it's worth starting by saying Mexico is probably one of the most successful tourist destinations that I've come across at World Travel Market, certainly in the last 2 days. And there's a lot of good reasons for that because it has an awful lot to offer. But frankly, it's a two-edged sword because whilst you've been successful in attracting over 20 million international tourist arrivals, the danger is that if you're not equally careful to protect your environment and to look after the amenities that you have, it won't be very long before that is potentially ruined. So I think on today, World Responsible Tourism Day at World Travel Market, it's particularly appropriate that you should give our viewers and readers a chance to hear what Mexico is doing to protect itself in that environment.
Correct, yes. Well, a lot of people know that Mexico is one of the most mega biodiverse countries in the world, but this mega biodiversity has to be taken care of and it has to be organized. The geographical spaces that are willing to be destinations, touristic destinations, have to be organized. And in order to do that, we have to include a lot of rural communities, indigenous communities, and their world is so far away from the tourism world and the urbanized world that it's really a challenge right now. So what we're trying to do in Mexico, there's a lot of issues concerning their participation, their dignified participation into these activities. So there are many dependencies. It's a natural protected areas and the Commission for the Indigenous Peoples and a lot of different issues in the government that have a lot of money to help these communities. So what we're trying to do is organize and tell them how to include the communities and how to include the rural and the geography and the natural issues in Mexico and make them participate in a dignified and ordered way.
That's good. Now, I understand that Britain is actually playing a part in helping to add this place. Would you like to tell us a little bit about that?
Well, it's very interesting that developed countries are turning their sight into developing countries since the carbon emissions in the atmosphere. So there's a concern and they are investing in countries like Mexico that have very well preserved developed, natural protected areas. So they're trying to invest in the people who live there and make them responsible tourism destinations so that we keep away from nature the social impacts that are actually being done. So if we bring jobs to these people, they're going to stop cutting trees.
Yes.
No? That's interesting. One of the reasons that we are here today is because the British Embassy is giving money to these places, and we're trying to organize tours that are competitive. We know we are competing with Nepal, we are competing with Ecuador, with Costa Rica, with all these countries that have, I believe they are beyond us in the organization of this kind of tourism. But now Mexico as a country is very well informed and we know that we have to do something really important in order to make this distance between the leading countries and Mexico.
Yeah. Well, Lisette, thank you very much for telling our viewers what's going on in Mexico for protecting the future environment.
Yes.
I'm sure that they'll all be very pleased to hear that that's happening, and I'm sure they'll be equally appreciative when they come to visit your country and see all the wonderful
Please do come to Mexico. We'll be expecting you, and I assure you that with all this nature and culture going on in the country, you will be very happy.
Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.